Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Matt Teeple with Stacked, and right now I'm joined by one of the people's champions, the top laner from Pentanet, BioPanther.
Okay.
Now,
Hello.
now tell me, how has your MSI experience been overall?
Well, I think overall, like, I'm very like happy with like everything, and like we've grown so much as a team. But I feel like this event has also showed our flaws as a team, and we have to like kind of take this head on for like next time, or like we can try and steal a few games. But like right now, I just want to like get as much improvement as possible for like this whole event, because we really like can learn a lot from these games, even though like it's that like last game was really like pub stompy. So I think that's just my goal for the rest of the whole MSI.
Yeah. That's actually one of the first questions I want to ask you. So not to make you relive some painful things right after they happen.
It's all good. I really don't mind.
Yeah. How, when a game is that one-sided, when there are things that just kind of go off the rails so quickly, how do you as a team in like a VOD review take that game and start to like pick apart what to start with, right? Like, say there are like 10 different things that happen. I'm not saying there were. Say there were, though. How would you know what to start with?
Well, I think it's just fundamentally like these like some of like our players, like sometimes my bot lane just gets solo killed in lane, or like we should have pressure points in like mid, or like for example, or I need to be having like this pressure for like a scuttle crab on top like matchup. I feel like we're just getting outskilled in some of these matchups, and like I think also our team just loses confidence, I feel, with a lot of these things, because we can match up to these players. It's just that we had like a lot of like internal conflicts, and we're trying to learn as much as we can, because like we just have to pinpoint like the one or two things like every review or every game, because like at the end of the day, like we can't just review 100 things in one game. Like it's just not possible, and it's not like efficient for how we want to learn. So I think it's just focusing on like the important stuff, whether it's like draft or how we want to like approach the early game, and get out of the early game. I feel like getting out of the early game is how you actually like are able to like, you know, feel the moment to like, you know, play the rest of the game. But like if you start losing in the early game, you kind of like lose focus. And I think that's what's been happening to us. So yeah.
As far as you go, what are the one and two things that you think you're going to want to focus on after today's matches?
Well, for me, I'm just trying to like be the motivator for my team, and I feel like I need to talk about these things, because like we have internal issues that we're trying to work on, and like I feel like I need to like have that role of like, you know, control and try and like fix these problems, because I feel like individually we can play this game. It's just that as a team we're not like linking up together. Our base timings aren't proper. Like how we want to approach the game is weird. Like it's not like we don't have like a proper direction in our games. So we're trying to like learn that, and I feel like for me, like throughout this whole tournament, is like I want to be like the leader role and be like the captain for the team, and like really take control or take responsibility for these games, and really like try and lead the team in the right direction. So for me, like I feel like mechanically I can match up to these top laners, but I feel like as a team they use everyone, like every piece of the puzzle really well, and we don't do that. So that's my goal.
So when you say internal issues, that's what you mean? Like you guys are kind of off wandering in 5 different directions?
Oh, it's just like everyone's not on the same page, you know?
Yeah.
Like even if, for example, I don't care if, for example, the idea is bad, but at least if 5 people understand that like, oh, this is what we want to do, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like everyone's going to commit to that core or commit to that play or commit to this strategy. So then we always feel like, you know, we can improve on that certain thing instead of being like, oh, we shouldn't have picked this, or we shouldn't have done this, or we haven't been practicing this. Like, it's just like, it's all over the place, because like, we're not having a clear-cut strategy on how we want to play, and like we're just getting punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, better to commit 5 people to the call and maybe get it out instead of 1 or 2, and then everybody just dies to begin with, and it's like, well, there we are.
Yeah, for sure.
What top laner are you most excited to play against and learn from during this tournament?
Well, like for me, like it's always been Xiaohu. So like I was lucky that I was in Group A, so like I get to play against him the most. I just respect the player so much, and I feel like he has such a good champion pool for like MSI, and he really knows how to like push and play these matchups that should be like favored for the other top laners, but he's just more consistent and is able to like, you know, bring their support, bring their jungler, bring their mid laner, you know, like they have these roles in their teams. They're very strong at what they're doing, and they're able to shift between them, and like that's to me is like my ideal top laner for MSI. I feel like he's just the best, like above all else. So, yeah, for sure. It's just Xiao here.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of champion pools, it seems like you got a pretty deep one yourself, whipping out the Urgot and group play to stomp DFM and get out of groups to whipping out Yorick today against Cloud9. Like, what's the thought process behind pulling out these really weird not meta champions, excuse me? Because I was thinking last night, I was like, I've never seen a Yorick get picked, and then here you go picking it today. So, like, did you just decide, you know what, Yorick's good here, Yorick plays this matchup well, I want to pick Yorick, or is it something else?
Like for me, so if we're talking about that Yorick game, like Yorick into Jace is very good, especially with like the changes, and even though like Jace has like good scaling with the items now, like if we played that game properly, like Fudge would have lost that tower way earlier, and we had like no mid control, so they always shifted their pressure, so then I never had like a chance to keep steamrolling him. So like it was just that the champion is good. Like we know how like these matchups go, and they're very good. It's just about like the combination, and I feel like that's the problem. Is that like, for example, you know, Yorick, Urgot are very good in like certain situations, but like having like the combined like synergy with champions is very important, and I feel like we missed the mark with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. I hate to move on from this question, but I think I'm running out of time a little bit, so I got a three-parter here. So, who's the strongest team in MSI? Who's the most stylish team in MSI? And who do you think is going to win it all if it's not one of those two?
RNG is the strongest, the most stylish. Oh, this is really hard. Probably PSG. And what was the last one, sorry?
Who's going to win it all if you don't think it's either one of them?
Oh. Like, it would just be like Damwon or RNG, to be honest. Like, those are like the number one spots. Like, it just, whoever shows up on the day will win that, like, the whole competition, and that's just how it is. But I feel like RNG is the more flexible and more consistent, and they have more, like, strategies that they can play around. So.
But they can't believe PSG did beat them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there are opportunities to beat RNG, and, like, that's what I mean. Like, they're not invincible, but I feel like they have the consistency that no other team has in this tournament.
Yeah. And when you say PSG is the most stylish, how do you figure?
Like, they're just, to me, like, they're just unique. They have, like, their own players, and, like, I feel like how they play is very just pure aggression, pure stylish. They just play Akali and they look for solo kills. Like, they're just more about, like, you know, individual, like, you know, just destroy you in lanes. So, like, I just feel like they're the most stylish, where other teams are more so, you know, putting their pieces together, having, like, everyone, like, in one play, instead of, like, you know, PSG's just all run it. We have winning lanes. Let's fight. You know, I want to fight everything. So, like, to me, they're like the most stylish team.
Yeah, they match up into you really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, this is Matt Teeble with Stacked, and I'm joined by BioPanther of Pentanet. You can find us online at stack.gg, and you can follow us on our socials at StackedLOL. If you've been watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a lot. We're growing. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. We don't want you to miss it. BioPanther, thanks for taking the time today, and good luck with the rest of MSI.
Thank you so much.